Hi there and welcome to this week's edition of Top End Track Talk. I'm Andrew O'Toole and today we'll be previewing Day 2 of the Great Northern Darwin Cup Carnival, which is Asian United Food Service Chief Minister's Cup Day, the 12th of July. An excellent 7-race card has been assembled for Saturday with the $60,000 AUFS Chief Minister's Cup the feature. A tremendous supporting card gets underway at 1:37pm with the Chief Minister's Cup the last at 5:14pm. In the first, the Arctic Installations Handicap. It's a 0 to 66 event over 1,300 metres. My numbers are 4, 2 and 7. Going here with number 4, Villa 79 for trainer Chris Pollard and Paul Shires takes them out on Saturday. Villa 79's only had a handful or so of starts, or 4 starts here in Darwin. Going well. His last start effort was a 5th behind limited risk, was probably the worst race he's gone. But just forget the run. He drew 11 on that occasion. He hasn't drawn a hell of a lot better this time. He's in barrier 8, but I just think this field is a 0 to 66, the same as he raced last time. But I think he'll be able to get a better run in transit. And he's going well, and I think he can get the punters off on the right foot in the first. Number 4 on top for me, ahead of 2, American Jazz. Talking about bad barriers, he's drawn 10, but this is 1,300, so it gives the horses a better run down the back than it would, say, 11 or 12. Jared Todd aboard for Gary Clark. He put 2 wins back-to-back, and then a last start third behind Beyond Ready, beaten only 3/4 of a length. It was a good effort after leading. I've got him in for second, and in for third, number 7, Black Zoo, trained by Kerry Petrick. Paul Denton in the saddle. That combination came close to winning the Guineas, of course, last week with the men went home, but had to take second best to Vanguard Legend. Well done to the connections there. Black Zoo, 2 seconds. His last 2, one of those was in Alice Springs. His fresh up run was here in Darwin behind Wild Bow. Beaten a length and a half. That was in fast time over 1,100 metres. Jumps to the 1,300 will suit him better. And I think Black Zoo in this up to his ears. Numbers in the first are 4, 2 and 7. The second's the PKF Metric Maiden for the non-winners. This over the 1,200 metres. My numbers here are 3, 4 and 5. Thank God I got him. Shocking name, but a horse goes good for Andrew Purdon. A good run here the other day when second in the hands of Sonia Logan behind the smart Rossonado. Drawn 1 here, and Aaron Sweeney goes aboard. Only has to reproduce what it did here on the 28th of June, and it'll be very hard to beat. Thank God I got him. Ahead of number 4, Wicked Wish. It was in the same race and finished 4th behind Rossonado. So once again going around that form. Wayne Davis for Kim Healy. And my third selection is number 5, Dynamic Theory. Tommy Logan and wife Sonia. Got a bad draw to overcome from the 1,200, drawn barrier 10. Its last start second was good. That was behind Alpha Street. The draw won't help, but I think going up and trip will. So my numbers in the second are 3, 4 and 5. We go to the third. It's the AFA Insurance Brokers Handicap. It's over 1,200 as well. This for the 0 to 76 sprinters. Pretty good field lining up here. Not an easy one to sort out, but I settle on the numbers of 2, 10 and 3. Bonds Your Back, number 2. Chris Pollard, could be a good day for Christopher. He's got leading chances in a couple of races early in the day. Jessica Booth claims the 3 kilos. Rode another winner last week to Jess. Of course, she's based in the Territory now for the next 3 months, so great to have her here, and that 3 kilo claim is important. Bonds Your Back, his last 2 runs have been behind Cinquetori. Now, of course, Cinquetori has done everything right and is the favourite for the Chief Ministers later in the day. And if Bonds Your Back reproduces his last 2 efforts behind that really smart horse, he'll be winning this. Number 2 on top. To beat over the page, number 10, and that is Bahama Bay, was really taken with his run, his first up run in the Territory behind Lumber Punk. That was a fortnight ago. Kerry Petrick trains this one. This horse came out of the sale in Alice Springs just 2 or 3 months ago, 3 months ago. Paul Denton takes them out, and I thought Bahama Bay would improve with that first up run, got him in to run second. And my third selection is number 3, and that is Lumber Punk. He's drawn awkwardly, but he does get back. Although I'm sure that his trainer Gary Clark would like him to jump a bit better. I think he'll get back from the draw, but his performance to win here on the 28th of June, beating Bahama Bay, was really good. He only has to put in another effort like that and he'll be in the finish. Numbers in the third are 2, 10 and 3. The fourth's the Sunbuild PTY Limited Trobus 3-year-old handicap. This is a benchmark 66 for the 3-year-old sprinters. 1,100 metres the journey. Another interesting race, tricky little race. My numbers are 3, 1 and 5. Going with a newcomer to Darwin that I haven't seen, Boades. I think that's how you say it. Boades, trained by Phil Cole. Paul Shires takes them out. He goes from the 1 gate. Fresh Up hasn't had a run since the 11th of January, but its form in Victoria was good. Won a race at Mornington, 4 starts back, then a second at the same track, and then a last start third at Cranbourne. That sort of form is good enough, I think, for a race like this, so I'm going with number 3, Boades. To beat number 1, the enigmatic All-Inclusive. Got all sorts of ability, this horse, as evidenced when he won his first start here in Darwin back on the 24th of May. Hasn't, all things haven't gone right for him since. I think he choked down in one of his recent runs. But Adam Nichols takes the mount. He's up against his own age group again here. He did race in Class 2 company against older horses last time. Gary Clark trains the small field, or the smallish field of 8, I think will help him. He's drawn middle gate. I think he'll go forward. So hopefully all goes well, because he's very talented, number 1, All-Inclusive. And my third selection, number 5, Buckle Up Buddy. Kerry Petrick trains, Paul Denton aboard. Won a race 2 starts back in Alice Springs. Prior to that, it run third behind Snore Room in a 3-year-old, a similar race to this, in fact, on Cup Day down there. And his last run in Alice was good as well. So racing well, this little horse. First start on the top end. We'll see how he goes, but I've got him in the mix. Numbers in the 4th are 3, 1 and 5. We go to the 5th, and it is the FRM Refrigeration and Air Conditioning Handicap. This over the 1,000 metres for the 0 to 58 gallopers. Numbers here 1, 2 and 3. Captain George for me, number 1, Gary Clark, Jared Todd, the combination. Liked his run last time for third behind Mr. Jones, beaten a length and 3/4. He's third up here, should be ready to put his best foot forward. Probably the only question mark for me is he's dropping back in distance from 1,200 to 1,000. He hasn't won at this trip, he's only had the 1 start and finished second, but Gary's a master, as we know, so I'm going with Captain George to win his first race over this trip. In for second, number 2, Alpha Street. He was impressive winning his maiden, and he had 2 starts back for Adam Nichols and Heather Lehman. Then he ran 5th last time out behind Mr. Jones, so going around that Mr. Jones form with both Captain George and Alpha Street. And in for third, number 3, Carrot Time. Fresh Up, hasn't had a run since March. Jason Manning and Vanessa Arnott at the combination. He raced well last campaign, including a win in January over 1,300 metres. So Fresh Up over 1,000, look to him to go a bold race. Numbers in the 5th are 1, 2 and 3. We get down to the last 2, and they're both over the 1,600 metres. This is the Territory Isuzu handicap, 0 to 62 over the mile, and my numbers here are 5, 4 and 1. Number 5 for me, unquestionably, Neil Dyer and Jason Lyon takes them out this week. This horse looked home just a week ago in a 0 to 66 mile. He looked like he had it passed it up until down the outside fence came, I Know What You're Doing, and bloused him and won by a length actually at the line. He's down in grade unquestionably. The only question, will he back up from that run last week? But if he does, he's the horse to beat. His 2 runs in Darwin this time have been really good, a third, and then that last start second a week ago. 5 on top, ahead of 4, Marvellous Night. He was in the same race behind I Know What You're Doing. He raced up on the pace, weakened a little bit to run 5th, but prepared to allow him another chance. Adam Nichols goes aboard. Sonia rode last time, and Tommy Logan trains. And in for third, number 1, Disarmer. Don't know what happened last time. He ran last at his first run. Well, he hadn't had a run for about over 12 months, 13 months. Gary Clark trains, Jared Todd aboard. As I say, he was very disappointing, not really sure what happened, but he's better than that. He'd won his only 2 previous starts in Darwin. He's drawn the inside gate again, as he did the other day. So we'll give him another chance. Disarmer, he's certainly better than he showed last time. So numbers in the 6th are 5, 4 and 1. And the feature, the Asian United Food Service Chief Minister's Cup. Of course, always a great lead up to the Darwin Cup, normally the best lead up, I would say. And of course, the winner of this exempt from the ballot in the metric mile. And we've got a great field of 11 lining up here. Over the 1,600, of course, at standard weight for age. My numbers here are 2, 10, 6 and 11. Hard to go past Cinque Torre. He's done everything right. He won a 1,200, then he broke the track record, smashed the track record in the Rowan Cup, of course, the division that he ran in. He's just going so well, this horse. Up to the mile, a trip. He's had 14 starts out for 2 wins, 3 seconds and a third. Adam Nichols, you wouldn't get him off this horse with a crowbar. He's drawn the inside gate. Ella Clark trains. He's the horse to beat for sure. Number 2, Cinque Torre. Ahead of number 10, and that is Wolfburn. I'm going to give him another chance, Wolfie. Jared Todd for Gary Clark. Drawn 3, which is a lot better gate than he drew last time. He had to work hard in his Rowan Cup last time out behind Great Buy, and he just tied up the last bit. I reckon he will have derived a lot of improvement out of that run. So a fortnight between runs, and I'm looking for a improved showing out of Wolfburn, number 10. My third selection is number 6, and that is Hasseltoff. Hard to know what Hasseltoff's going to do. He hasn't had a run since the Alice Springs Cup. Of course, he missed a run in the Rowant with a foot injury or leg injury. Dick Leach trains. I haven't got a rider for him at this stage, so it'll be interesting to see who Dick puts on him. But we know what he did in Alice Springs. He won 4 straight, including the Chief Ministers down there and the Cup. So don't leave him out of your calculations, even from a barrier of 10. And my 4th selection, number 11, Picaroon. I didn't think this horse went a bad race behind Cinquetori in that track record Rowant Cup. He won a Colac Cup 3 starts ago. He should be improved by that first up run, or she rather. She's a 7-year-old mare. Should be improved, and I've got her in the mix. So my numbers in the feature are 2, 10, 6 and 11. Best bet of the day, race 3, number 2, Bonds Your Back. I really like this horse, and as I say, its last 2 runs, great efforts behind Cinquetori. So you'd think if Bonds Your Back reproduces his best, he'll be winning race 3, number 2. Well, the best roughies in race 2 probably won't be that rough either. Number 9, My Reward. Didn't mind its first up run here on the track, finished 4th on that occasion. Well, that wraps up this edition of Top End Track Talk. We'll be back again next week, early next week in fact, to preview day 3 of the Great Northern Darwin Cup Carnival, which is Ridges Palmerston Ladies' Day. Of course, that's set down for Wednesday, the 16th of July. Always a good day on the calendar, and this year will be no exception. And until then, good luck and good punting.